Hello everyone, welcome to these videos once again. Welcome to this episode. My name is Simon Peter. In the previous episode, we managed to mirror our vertex selection, but we had issues. Okay, let me create an object here. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, comment, like. Okay, and then also you can reach out to me on that Skype ID. You can also support us. We need to create a website, or we need to have this code ready for you on the website, so please support us. Alright, so I've created an item here, and then let me run. So let me see. Oh, okay. You can say our tool works. It's reminding us that we need to have this converted to editable poly. Alright, so let me convert this to editable poly, convert to editable poly, and then I pick. Alright, so you can see that if I pick vertex here, now mind you, if no vertex is selected and then I click this, okay, it may bring an issue, but right now if I move, okay, you can see nothing is happening because it was already selected. But I need to create an if statement for that, so that it warns you that you must have an item selected before you tick. But then nothing is happening here because simply I'd already ticked, but still I need to make one for the uncheck or untick. So if I untick again, it has run the state. Alright, so you can see it is moving both vertices, but if I move one vertex off the place, okay, and then I select it and tick, you see it won't select another vertex. So that's why we needed to learn that in the previous video, so we get to know that we're going to use what they call the symmetry modifier. Alright, so symmetry modifier so should be, I'm just going to comment this line. So still we're going to be mirroring our vert or any sub-object level that you wish to. Alright, so in our first videos, to add a modifier you had to add modifier, okay, then after adding the modifier, you choose the node that the modifier is going to be added on, and then you add the modifier. For example, in this case our modifier is symmetry modifier, and itself is a key function. Alright, so if I save and run and then I tick, alright, so you can see we have the symmetry, and it has symmetried one side to the other. Alright, so there are certain things that we're going to be doing. For example, you see it has added the symmetry, but what if I add the symmetry when I have a sub-object level and I've selected a vertex, for example this kind of vertex. Alright, so let me untick. So you can see I lose my vertex selection, and then it adds the symmetry. You see that? So Maxscript already has certain functions to help us when we're already in the modify panel, and we can come here to the modifier methods, and let me look for that add something to add a modifier. Okay, here it is. It says add mod to modify panel, add mod to selection. So let me just copy that and then I paste it here. Alright, so I'm leaving the modifier as our rule. So let me save and then I run again. So let me make sure that I'm on sub-object mode level, and then I run again. So if I tick mirror, okay, so you see it has added a modifier, but our object has disappeared. You see that? Now this will happen if I have a vertex selected. Okay, if I have a vertex selected, it will happen, but you're going to see if I don't have any vertex selected, alright, so the pivot is in the center here, and then I run, okay, you can see it has simply added that. So let us solve. How do we add that when the vertex is selected here? You see that? How do we add that when the vertex is already selected? So there are two solutions. So the first solution, when I tick, I may want to first unselect the sub-object mode that I'm on, and I make sure that I'm no longer in sub-object mode. So I can say sub-object level is equal to 0. Okay, so you're going to see, so it means it will unselect the sub-object level again. So let me save and then run this. So if I tick, so you see it's meant to untick the sub-object level, and it's not doing it because I have an error. So let's see the error. The error is it's supposed to be sub-object. Okay, that's why it wasn't even changing color. All right, so let me run again. Okay, so tick. So you see it unchecks the sub-object and then it goes to the symmetry. So I want again to go back to my editable poly and then check again go back to sub-object level 1. So so what I can do before I enable this current sub-object, I need to first select the editable poly again. So I can do that by again accessing the modify panel. Okay, then I set the current selected object. Okay, so current object which is selected, I can say $, and I make it the base object. Okay, so let me first comment this so that we see what it does now this time around. All right, so I'll delete the sub-object like before. Okay, then I need to make sure that this is selected. So let me run the script. So if I tick, right, so you see it no longer stays on the symmetry, but it goes to the base object, which is editable poly. So which means if it has gone to editable poly, I can enable, okay, the sub object. It has gone to editable poly, but it has not enabled. Okay, which means I can again make the sub object level equal to 1. Okay, so let me save. Okay, so I'll delete this again and I make sure that it's this that is selected, and then I run the script again and then I tick. So you see it has gone back to our selected sub-object, but it's no longer showing. Okay, it is in symmetry right now. So if I tick show end results, you can see that the other side is, you see that it's also in symmetry. Now, apart from enabling and disabling the sub-object level, disabling this, we can also, okay, so if I run again, let me run the script again and I show you. If I run again, okay, I need to first delete this, delete that, and then delete this. So if I run again, let me first, come on, it has gone to the sub-object level, but look at this. Now it's because it's looking at the selected vertex, okay, as an issue. It's looking at it as the center to create the mirror. So that's why the mirror is in this position. You see that? Yet the object is in the other position. So what do? We also have another alternative for that. We can reset the pivot and center it. So if I go to our help, and then now pivot, if I type pivot, there are many things concerning pivots. Okay, remember there is a when you come to the pivot here, remember there is using the working pivot to enabling it to the world, all that. But this is an object pivot. Okay, So an object pivot, we usually do align it in this case. So if I come to our help and then I type maybe align, so you see there is something here that is saying align object, okay, and so align object to parent, blah blah blah. So there is a lot for you to use, or align pivots. All right, so align pivot. There is also resetting transforms. So let me look for, so there is reset pivot to node. So we have align pivot. Okay, let us see. There is center object. Okay, so there is also center pivot. All right, so we're going to choose center pivot node. Okay, so if I come and I add center pivot and then dollar, remember dollar in Maxscript it means of an item selected. So let me go here and choose affect pivot and offset the pivot of the object. All right, so you can see the pivot of this object is at that position. All right, so if I come now, the purpose of these pivots is because your item won't always be in the center. It may be in your head may be in a certain position where you're creating morphers. So if I come and run this line, shift enter, so you can see the pivot has gone back to the center of the object. The center of the object. Now it's no longer, the center of the object is no longer in the middle of the line there, okay? Because I shifted the vertex, okay? Remember I shifted this vertex, okay? So the center is no longer here, but it's now here. All right, so it means what it's going to do is going to first center the, what our tool is going to do, okay? The tool is going to first center the pivot, and then it adds a mirror, and then it selects the base object, enables sub-object, and then it goes to sub-object level 1. So, voila, you can see. And then, but instead of aligning with the pivot, okay, I'll stick with taking back my sub-object mode to 0, and then we start from there. All right, so either way, one of them can work best for you, okay? And then if I if I enable show end results, you can see that we have things there and there. Now there is enable show end results here. There is enable show end results. If you go to the modify panel, modify panel methods. Okay, I want to modify panel methods. There is enabling show end results, enable show end results. But I've tried it before and it won't synchronize. I don't know if it needs me to create a special button for it. But then if this is done, all you have to do is collapse your stack. And let's see how we do that. So you can right click here and then you choose collapse all and then you hold yes. Okay, so you see you have your item, and then we can again do our movement again. You can see we need to enable the stack. All right, and then still we can go again and then we collapse all. Now we've been doing this manually. Let's see how we do it with code, how we collapse all, and then that means I'll have to create a special button for collapsing all. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Let's meet in the next video where we're going to create a special button for collapsing all, and we're also enabling show end results. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share these videos, and also support us. We need to have a personal website for all this code. Thank you so much for watching this video.